Morning, guys and girls. How are we going? I thought I'd share a little pearl of wisdom with you today. So I had an epiphany over the weekend. I was feeling a bit stressed and, we can all get into places where life just feels a little hard, right? And I was just having a moment with myself. And I was doing my own tarot card reading because I always feel that inspires and lifts me up. And I was doing that before I was going to go for a walk, And I can release a lot of emotions doing that because you get the most, there's just some things that come out in terms of messages for self. You go, oh yeah, I really need to have a look at that part of myself, or that's really uplifting. And, what came through for me, and it was just this quote from within. And it was, in the absence of struggle, there is flow. So I was struggling with certain things that were not happening fast enough. I was feeling in a bit of a state of lack, and I was really stressing myself out big time. And I thought, wow, in the absence of struggle, there is flow. So I had to ask myself, what was I struggling with in that moment? I was struggling with my life path. I was struggling whether I was doing the right thing. Even though I'm so passionate about what I was doing and what I am doing, I was struggling with things not coming in fast enough, results happening fast enough, and really questioning myself. And I was on a bit of a Debbie Downer. I was. And so I wrote this quote out and I stuck it on my wall in front of my laptop when I do my video editing and everything else that I do. And I look at it every time and I go, in the absence of struggle, there is flow. And it was such a pivotal moment for me because I thought, we do this all the time. Whether we're struggling with trying to get into a relationship, find somebody new in our lives, whether we're trying to get something off the ground, we struggle constantly with what is our passions and purpose in life versus what's practical. We can struggle with our bodies, our exercise. We can struggle with feeling tired and we don't have the energy to go and do it. We constantly have this mental thing going off in terms of internal struggle. We can struggle with other people. We can be in conflict with others. So what's happening in those kind of moments? You're going to ask, and I thought this was a super interesting way to look at it, is that even if you're in kind of business meetings and stuff like that, or you're working with teams and there's conflict going on and everyone's trying to get heard, it'd be super interesting to pull yourself back in that moment going, oh, if they're, in the absence of struggle. So what am I struggling with? Am I struggling to get heard? Are they struggling to get heard? Is there a struggle with ego? Is somebody in their ego playing power games? If we let go of the struggle, so meaning you actually open up and listen to what somebody wants, they open up and listen to you what you want. How do you both come to a place where you both get what you want, right? How do you work together and go, okay, so I can hear you, that's what you want, and that's what we need, even if it's you or a team or whatever. You can apply this to your relationships. Well, how do we both get what we want? How do we come together and make it happen? What struggle do we have to overcome within ourselves as a group to make it happen? Often it's resistance. It can be resistance. It can be resistance to change, fighting against change, and even in your own life, if it's your physical body and you're struggling with bad habits around around your eating and that kind of stuff, we're constantly in a struggle with our own body and our own emotions and our own mindset. What would happen if you let go of the struggle and go, I'm actually just going to tune into my body, and when I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. And it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, when I tap into my natural rhythms of when my body is actually hungry and not having a sugar craving, and eat something that's actually going to fill me up, like protein, and if you've been eating unhealthily, you're going to have struggles with your body constantly, right? Because you're going to have this repetitious wheel of highs and lows in blood sugars, right? So when you have that moment going, oh my God, I'm craving sugar or craving this, in that moment, okay, we'll acknowledge it and go, okay, well, I'm craving this, but instead of fighting myself, I'm actually going to have some protein. I might have a boiled egg, or I might have a hamburger, right? That's going to fill me up. Make sure it's kind of reasonably healthy one, but so that, even if you had a hamburger, right, when you were really hungry, and I'm not talking drive-through McDonald's, darling, something that's, you put it together yourself, or, you get some wholesome sandwich. Even bread's not great for you. I've got to say, it's just going to trigger your sugars again. Even if it's just a whole meal, right? And then you're going to know that that's going to last you for 4 to 6 hours in your body at least, right? You're not going to be hungry. So instead of reaching for the sugar, reach for the protein. Yeah, have a protein shake, a piece of fruit. Even fruit's got a bit of sugar in it, but I'm digressing. But what I'm trying to say, right, is listen to your body instead of fighting it. Because what happens when you do that, right, is over the course of like 1 or 2 days, if you've been really bad with your eating habits and you instead of reaching for, dare I say, the things that aren't healthy for you, and you reach for something that is healthy for you, that's got good fats in it, that's got protein in it, that's got some vegetables in it, right, it's going to fill you up. You're going to be satisfied, and then you're going to start tuning into when your body's hungry. Same with your exercise. You know, I've had a couple of days this week where I've worked really hard and I've been exhausted, darlings. I've woken up just so tired, thinking I could actually sleep for a whole day today. That's how tired I am. And I don't often do that, and I try not to do it. And I just gave into it and said, you know what, I'm exhausted. So, but in that moment, I thought I actually need to move my body to get some energy through it. So I went for a walk. And I decided to leave the phone behind in the car, just took my keys with me and my bottle of water. And I rarely do that because I like to do a little bit of filming. I'll take a few snaps, right? Happy snaps. And I thought I'm actually going to be 100% present today. And I'm going to let go of any struggle. I'm going to go with the flow, and I'm going to look at nature. So what I did is I observed nature and how in flow nature was. And this is the big difference between humans and nature, right? Is, you know, you get out there and you go, there's absolutely nothing in this environment. I went to my bird sanctuary. So there's lots of water, and there's ducks, and there was splendid blue wrens, and there was osprey and all sorts, yeah. But there was beautiful bush as well as a mixture of water. And you wouldn't observe, and there was butterflies everywhere. Observe, everything's in flow. When have you looked at nature and it's out of flow? Yeah. Every single part of that walk was in flow. The animals were in flow with each other. The birds, all different types of birds, were singing, and it didn't matter what sound they were making. They were all just making their own sound. And I thought, you know, that we could liken that to us as humans. We've all got a different sound. We've all got a different path. We can all sing our own tune, right, and follow our own path, and yet still be harmonious together and still get what we want done or live how we naturally should be living. And I think terms of, you know, in the absence of struggle, do we actually follow and get really confident and self-assured and just love what we want to love? Yeah, what you want wants you. What's in your heart space? Are you constantly struggling against your passions, what you're trying to bring out? And, you know, thinking, oh, I should be doing something else, or I should be doing something practical, or this is what I really want to do, but I'm not doing it. Yeah. You know, I know there's the practicalities of life. The other part of in the absence of struggle, there is flow, is just living in that beautiful present moment of, okay, so if things aren't working as fast as I want them to work and I'm not getting the results I want to get, I'm not saying don't be motivated and disciplined and all that kind of stuff. What is it I'm going to do today that is going to just be my next steps, that's going to put me in flow, that is going to let me let go of mental anguish and emotional stuff and worry and anxiety and stuff I'm putting myself through right now? What are my next steps? Yeah, it totally switches. And, you know, you keep bringing yourself back the minute, because your mind will constantly jump, right? Bring that worry and anxiety going up again. We do it all the time, right? And I have this sign in front of me that goes, in the absence of struggle, there is flow. And just take those next steps, yeah. I hope you found this helpful. You know, I kind of had this moment, this epiphany. I thought, wow, that really kind of pulled me up and changed how I look at things where I struggle with stuff. And if you're wanting something so badly that you're struggling to get it and striving to get it, how much stress and energy you're putting through your body? Are you actually drawing it to you, or are you repelling it because you're trying so hard? Are you attracting versus chasing? Think about that. All right. Love you heaps. Bye.